Personally, I can take it or leave it alone." So we got to talking about that, and everybody there turned out to be people who could take it or leave it alone. It was maybe midnight when the kid showed at the table again, looking kind of dazed. I was drunker than I ought to be by midnight, so I said I was going for a walk. He tagged along, and we wound up on a bench at Screwball Square. The soapboxers were still going strong. Like I said, it was a nice night. After a while, a pot-bellied old auntie who didn't give a damn about the face sat down and tried to talk the kid into going to see some etchings. The kid didn't get it, and I led him over to hear the soapboxers before there was trouble. One of the orators was a mush-mouthed evangelist. "And oh, my friends," he said, "when I looked through the porthole of the spaceship and beheld the wonder of the firmament—" "You're a stinking Yankee liar," the kid yelled at him. "You say one damn more word about can shooting and I'll ram your spaceship down your lying throat. Where's your red lines if you're such a hot spacer?" The crowd didn't know what he was talking about, but "where's your red lines" sounded good to them, so they heckled Mushmouth off of his box with it. I got the kid to a bench. The liquor was working in him all of a sudden. He simmered down after a while and asked, "Doc, should I have given Ms. Rorty some money? I asked her afterward, and she said she'd admire to have something to remember me by, so I gave her my lighter. She seems to be real pleased with it, but I was wondering if maybe I embarrassed her by asking her right out. Like I told you, back in Covington, Kentucky, we don't have places like that. Or maybe we did, and I just didn't know about them. But what do you think I should have done about Ms. Rorty?" "Just what you did," I told him. "If they want money, they ask you for it first. Where you staying?" "YMCA," he said, almost asleep. "Back in Covington, Kentucky, I was a member of the Y, and I kept up my membership. They have to let me in because I'm a member. Spacers have all kinds of trouble, Doc. Woman trouble, hotel trouble, family trouble, religious trouble. I was raised a Southern Baptist, but where's heaven anyway? I asked Dr. Chitwood last time home before the red lines got so thick, Doc. You aren't a minister of the gospel, are you? I hope I didn't say anything to offend you." "No offense, son," I said. "No offense." I walked him to the avenue and waited for a fleet cab. It was almost 5 minutes. The independents that roll drunks dent the fenders of fleet cabs if they show up in Skid Row, and then the fleet drivers have to make reports on their own time to the company. It keeps them away, but I got one and dumped the kid in. "The Y Hotel," I told the driver. "Here's 5. Help him in when you get there." When I walked through Screwball Square again, some college kids were yelling, "Where's your red lines?" at old Charlie, the last of the Wobblies. Old Charlie kept roaring, "The hell with your bread lines. I'm talking about atomic bombs. Right up there." And he pointed at the moon. It was a nice night, but the liquor was dying in me. There was a joint around the corner, so I went in and had a drink to carry me to the club. I had a bottle there. I got into the first cab that came. "Athletic club," I said. "In the doghouse, huh?" the driver said, and he gave me a big personality smile. I didn't say anything, and he started the car. He was right, of course. I was in everybody's doghouse. Some day I'd scare the hell out of Tom and Lise by going home and showing them what their daddy looked like. Down at the Institute, I was in the doghouse. "Oh dear," everybody at the Institute said to everybody, "I'm sure I don't know what ails the man. A lovely wife and 2 lovely grown children, and she had to tell him either you go or I go. And drinking. And this is rather subtle, but it's a well-known fact that neurotics seek out low company to compensate for their guilt feelings. The places he frequents! Dr. Francis Bowman, the man who made spaceflight a reality, the man who put the bomb base on the moon. Really, I'm sure I don't know what ails him. The hell with them all." End of The Altar at Midnight by C. M. Kornbluth.